What were weird myths you thought about sex as a kid? Whoever tried harder would determine the gender of the baby. Sheesh, then I certainly hope they were in agreement on who would win lol. I can't stop imagining a couple battle fucking to the death. I had no clue what ejaculation was in 5th grade, so I know the thing went in and stayed there for like, the whole night. 7 hours or something, then the baby appeared. I used to think the same thing. I was always confused on how you would have sex while sleeping. I assumed you just had to get lucky and roll over top your partner in your sleep. Baby has awoken. In elementary, a kid asked me if I knew what a condom was. I went ahead and described a nicotine patch. Kid asked me the same. No, I said. Well, it's when you cut the skin off your penis, he said as we kids stared at a used condom in the bushes at our elementary school. I spent 3 years believing that I had seen discarded penis skin. My sister thinks sex is two people laying naked on top of each other and talking about marriage. Depending on her age, that's either really cute or really disturbing. That, since I have only one sibling, that meant my parents only did it 2 times. This is actually quite logical, considering how a child's mind works. XD sex equals baby 2 baby equals 2 sex. I still believe this and you cannot make me think otherwise. All pubic hair is dark, regardless of hair color. Even though, I myself am light-haired. I was today years old when I found out this isn't true. I have a few whites popping up now. Looks rather distinguished, I'd say. You will go blind by masturbating. Thanks to my wife for helping me by typing this. I'm starting to need glasses. But then I'm nearly 60. When I was really young, I thought a vagina was shaped like a perfect cylindrical hole. This was before sex ed, of course. Everyone knows it's like a rectangular prism. This reminds me of when I was 12 and my male friend didn't understand how women could have their genitals pierced because it's just a hole, isn't it? You can't pierce empty space. Lol. Sex lasts all night. Like you go into bed and then it is happening until sunrise. When I was 18 virgin, my BF said he can perform for 4 hours long. And it sounds okay to me. Oh, how wrong I was. Well, it can. I was not aware of the vagina having an access to an inside before I hit puberty, so I thought sex was, well, anal. And that birth was basically shitting a baby out. So anytime I was having a hard time with number 2 in the bathroom, I would try to motivate myself that I'm basically practicing the pain for childbirth, and that it could be so much worse. That last part is me dying. That you just put your dick inside a woman and then the sperm starts flowing continuously, like pee. Oh, and that you actually have to push the sperm out yourself, like pee. You learn to do that when you get old enough. And that involuntary ejaculations during night happen only a few times until you learn to ejaculate yourself. Like fueling up your car. That is how it works for several kind of animal. They just stick it in and it keeps pumping away till he's spent. I thought you literally could not have sex before marriage. It couldn't happen. The vagina would reject the penis like water and oil. I didn't think this, but I thought you could only get a girl pregnant if you were married. Little did I know, I was born a good 8 months before my parents got married. I thought that she would never accept a kiss if you aren't married. As a kid I thought kissing on the lips made babies. And apparently so did a lot of other people. I remember being really little and looking in a mirror and noticing I had a pudgy belly. I became terrified that I was pregnant. I was legit like 6 years old. All I could think of was that my dad kissed me, so that must have gotten me pregnant. I have no idea why I would think this or how I finally realized it wasn't true. I heard about sheepskin or lambskin condoms when I was a kid and for some reason imagined a guy wrapping one of my rabbit pelts around his dick and trying to get that into a woman. Never occurred to me they just use the skin and not the whole hide. They aren't made from sheepskin at all, they are made from part of the sheep's intestine. I'm almost 40 and I still imagine sheepskin condoms to be a thin sheath of skin knitted together by a thick wool rope and made by an Irish farmhand that looks like a sea captain. Not sure why. This is just what comes up in my mind, with a corncob pipe coming out of his mouth. When I started masturbating, I thought if I kept doing it, my testicles would shrink to nothing. I thought women just got pregnant at a certain age. Whenever I pictured two people having sex, I imagined the guy doing the worm on top of a woman. I've seen that shit. The guy stuck it in there and just kinda stayed there until the baby was made. Didn't know about the whole thrusting thing. I thought the baby just began making itself once you got married and the guy had to insert his dick while the woman was in labor to unlock it and let the baby out. I feel like this is the most common misconception. I thought sperm were the size of tadpoles. I thought they shot out and filled up the condom like a water balloon and you would be able to see and hear them slithering and wriggling around. Needless to say, I was scared of sexual maturity for a while. I completely forgot I used to think this too until I just read your comment. I thought one big sperm wiggled out and became the baby. This is so cursed. When I was 14 I thought anal sex was when a guy just fucked your butt crack, like literally just sliding his dick between the cheeks without ever entering any hole, and I was so confused. Hot dogs on the back porch. I thought that's how vagina's intercourse happened. The penis would just run back and forth on your labia. I was stunned to find out it would go inside. When guys get hard-ons, it was because it filled with sperm, and if a guy couldn't get hard it meant he had no sperm. Wondering what happens when you really don't have sperm. Do you get all the orgasm and jumpy dick just with no sperm? Fully thought if you had sex in vagina it would be a girl and up the bum would be a boy. My dumbass, for other reasons too, not just this. Friend tried to tell me when I was like 10 that the position of sex, missionary v. doggy, determined if the baby would be a girl or boy. I was like don't think that's right, but she was so insistent. I hope she grew up okay, but I'm not sure. I thought that it was a painful experience and that it was actually not that simple to make a baby. It's almost too simple. I thought gay people had sex by bumping their butts together. Haha, yeah, that would be so crazy if that was how they did it, is it not? Bro, I thought everyone had dicks lamau. I thought any TV show I saw that wasn't a cartoon, or at least the majority of them, were entirely sex-related movies or shows. Because any time I would ask my parents to watch them, they would say I wouldn't understand. And they also said that whenever I asked about sex-related things, so I grouped it all together, that anything that my parents told me I'd understand when I'm older was entirely about sex. Everything is porn. Everything is about sex, except sex. Sex is about power. Edit, this is a quote, don't crucify me. I thought titty fucking was pushing your dick into a nipple one at a time, back and forth. Hentai intensifies. Edit, this is an actual thing. There will be no source. Edit 2, fine. You guys want dicks in nipples so much? You can have them. Credit to you / Lucy sat down. This made me cringe, oh god. I used to think, to produce a baby you just need to hug naked and sleep cozily together. Edit, I would like to take an opportunity of this comment's relevance to ask you to help me find this. I mean, you weren't that wrong. I always imagined it's just two naked people, one laying on another stiff and naked. I thought oral sex was literally oral. As in, talking dirty. I was so shocked to learn the truth. I love it when you talk dirty at it. I was the opposite. I constantly thought that anything using the word oral was something to do with sex, for some reason. Like, I heard a character on the TV show say something about an oral exam and thought that meant they were going to get a blowjob. Yes, before you ask, I should have realized that it wasn't right when I saw the word on tooth care products. I was a dumb kid. I thought penises grew pubic hair on their tip, like a lion's tail. I also thought all doggy-style sex was anal sex. Wait, you guys don't have a luxurious mane around the tip? You don't grow cockburns? I have shaft hair I need to maintain. There was a joke in primary school that went along the lines of Q, how many animals can you get into a girl's fanny? A, 1 cock, 2 balls, and as many hairs as you like. This confused me for some time. Primary school. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.